Good morning. I'm Devin Stone, owner and partner in Construction Programs and Results, markupandprofit.com. This is the second of our 20-minute webinars, and I'm so glad you're here. Our presenter is Brian Javelin, myonlinetoolbox.com, and since he only has 20 minutes, I'm going to let him get started. Brian?
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. The focus today is content and how that content can help you compete with all of the lead generation companies to generate more free leads to your website and simply take advantage of what Google has set up for you and all other contractors to take advantage of. And this stuff is really, really easy. And the point of this webinar is to quickly have you see how other contractors are doing it and just being embracing that website marketing is a critical component for your only 24/7 by 365-day marketing opportunity. And keep in mind, when you don't take a moment to understand this, there are just way too many lead generation firms laughing their way to the bank simply by your lack of knowledge of content, and I'm going to eliminate that in less than 20 minutes. So, reminder, the goal is to embrace Google's new algorithms and give contractors a fighting chance without much effort. And we're going to start with this beautiful picture here. And hopefully the majority of the people know here, and there's going to be a point towards the end of this 15 minutes, 20 minutes, every picture tells a story. And for a contractor, every job tells a story. What I need you to do is remember, wherever you go next, take pictures. It is unbelievable the opportunities that come about by simply having a picture. And as a point, remember, don't wait for the job to be done. What you could do is take advantage of SEO from day one as you're beginning to prepare for another job. Case in point, I simply can't go fast enough even with this webinar that I'm providing to my customers, hopefully future customers or existing customers. And what I do while I'm trying to get my thoughts out, just like right now, this is a job in process right now as I'm speaking to you, I will package it later. So what I quickly did was find a relevant page on my existing website, and right up on top where it says the yellow oranges logo, I quickly wrote something. I quickly pay attention to the words, and I'll come back to it later to talk about the details, but I start the SEO marketing progress before I'm even done. And here's some other things to think about. And this one I love because it just came up recently. A company called Full Service Property Management had a rat, and it's a daily challenge of something they do, and they actually wrote a story about it. And he wrote a thing called I Smell a Rat, and of course I thought he might be talking about lead generation companies, and that's a little joke for a quick webinar, but he meant a real rat situation, but he built it as part of a page pertaining to the many different property management services he provides. So when you're running into, as a contractor, difficulties and challenges, I hear people talking all the time about the challenges they meet, and they also want to protect the additional cost that they may need to charge a homeowner on these challenges, but the homeowners don't even understand them in the first place. So I explain to contractors, when you run into obstacles in your day, small or large, take a picture, and we will optimize it and talk about your story as a contractor later on. And that also goes things that are going right for yourself. Take pictures or video of things that you do that help explain what you do. You don't have to worry about giving away the store. A homeowner is going to be paying you for your trade, but when you're able to just take a picture, I could help guide you into having a full page of free content to help generate leads simply by explaining what you do with a picture, video, and some words. But the pictures and videos help pull out things that you wouldn't naturally say when you're trying to be a writer. And here, something else, and this is a client, I just love this because he doesn't even realize this. I don't know if Elite Renovators is online or not, but I happened to notice that he did a video recently of a customer testimonial. And when you go to this web page, I realized that Google was already ranking the importance of a page that had next to no information except a video that was titled correctly to represent the holy grail of home improvement, which is testimonials, people validating what you say. So keep it in mind that it takes little effort to even get homeowners, when they're happy with you, to go just take a video camera and just say, please say your name. And they don't have to give their last name, just say their name, the town they're in, the job you did, and quickly, are they happy with you? It is so critical and so important to helping generate leads to your site. The key thing is as we build these pictures and as we put these videos and new pages on, what will happen is the engines are always going to be learning more about what your site and job is about. And then also, as we're talking, we're constantly going to maybe take the words that you would say naturally, and after you give me the content, I could educate you on how you change simple words to help validate what that content is as it's applicable to your particular job. Case in point with that little thing on the bottom that's blinking, instead of me saying learn about the webinar here and having the word here highlighted, I would just change it, which I did, to access the free Contractor website SEO webinar here, and those words are all the keywords that I'm trying to have Google learn that that's what I'm about. Contractor websites, SEO, educational webinars, and all different permutations going forward. When you take your pictures, when I create a new page, this one page, so much of it is easy to tell Google what I'm doing, that I'm up on the top. It's called a title tag. Once you give me more content, it's easy for you to learn how to do different permutations of a title tag. And then you have pictures. And even though, of course, those pictures are, for me, are trying to guide you at one point to do something, it's the same thing for a contractor. You're trying to promote to a homeowner a service that you provide, and they're already there looking for you in the first place, so you then have to guide them to what's the next thing you want them to do. And in my case, I'm trying to teach people how, in this page, how to learn more or sign up for something. But behind the scenes, when you load your pictures, what's called associated text is different ways of taking an image and simply telling Google, what does this image mean? Not just the visual, but what are you trying to project? And you keep on concentrating the visuals with the videos, with the text, and Google just guides people to your site. And here's another example with the video. Same thing with the video. Just give me the video and I'll teach you how to master it for free. YouTube is the third most popular website on the planet, and it's owned by Google. So combined, when you leverage YouTube with video and Google with content and pictures, you create a lethal marketing machine that's very easy for you to grow upon. And here's a great example. This one particular customer who I just captured because he's doing everything right, is he took a particular job that he just did. And when you read this page, it just even talks about what he was doing, and it said the temperature that week was a record year for Manhattan, Kansas. And if you notice, the Manhattan, Kansas is actually what's called a hyperlink, bringing someone to another page that talks about that particular town that he's looking to embed himself in. And then throughout his story, which didn't look that way when he first posted it, he started changing things to represent the exact words of the services that he provides. He then surrounded it with a picture, and he optimized it correctly. He put a video in there with a testimonial that is just, it would put the young lady that you always see on TV with reviews you could trust. You read that, you look at that video, that's a real review you could trust without any ambiguity. So what I did was, when I looked at that particular page going right back here at Vanguard, I wondered if he actually remembered the other major component, is that with your website, you're always trying to add new pages, change existing pages, but also leverage your home page to explain to Google what special is new about your site. And what I did was, after I saw that first page that was right here, I quickly went to his home page, and then I found out, sure enough, on his home page, he was talking about a recent job he just did, and it has simplistic keywords, Manhattan, Kansas, window replacement. And Google is going, not just Google, by the way, I keep saying Google, but it's Google and the other engines, they come to the home page first to see what's up. In this case, the simple change was that he was doing something in Manhattan, Kansas window replacement, and because Google sees it as a hyperlink to a new page, it starts giving him more what's called, I'll call it weight or credibility towards those keywords that he's trying to focus in for. And if you try to actually type that into Google, wherever some of the viewers may be or listeners may be, you'll be very surprised that if you type in those 4 words, wherever you may be, Vanguard just keeps showing up over and over again, and he's very happy in his local territory from this limited effort that he's doing. What I like to do is go back to my little artwork, that original picture, and you could bet this is the most popular picture on the planet that's most visible to the world. And you could bet that if there was a lead gen company around in those days, they would be immediately saying, he would have submitted the picture and say, hey, check out my picture. And within 1 second, the lead gen companies would have been changing it, not just talking about him, but they would change it to words such as looking for artwork by Leonardo, and within moments they would say, great, because we could introduce you to other artists. And matter of fact, even if Michelangelo made a comment about it, you could bet the lead gen company would be redirecting, if Michelangelo was paying more money, they would be redirecting people to Michelangelo, not realizing it's Leonardo da Vinci. However, I would be teaching Leo to create your own website, have it be yours, number one. Have it start being that the title tag is yours, not somebody else's. Keep the content on your page, and now use this picture and start talking about the different services that are behind what your masterpiece is, and then create links for the individual pages to further optimize. Then the leads would be coming directly to him, and you wouldn't have to worry about a lead gen company figuring out unique ways how to take a beautiful picture, which is the same thing as you uploading pictures to other people's sites and promoting it to other contractors that are just simply paying more than you, leveraging your work that you've worked hard for. So keep in mind, Google's new strategies. In this particular page, there's two things to worry about, not the one in the middle, or the bullet points. You always have to just offer regular, helpful content that targets your audience. And that simply leverages what do you do, where do you do it, and who's happy with you. And that will allow you to establish credibility over time. And separately, when you're constantly taking your own pictures as well as your testimonials and videos, on the third bullet point, you're now promoting that your site is fresh and alive. You don't have to do this daily. You don't have to do this hourly or weekly. But monthly, it should be pretty easy, regardless of what you're doing, to be able to upload in different areas of your site. And don't be concerned necessarily about what you don't know about SEO without the content. Myself, as hopefully your partner to help you, or the lead generation companies to be against you. Nobody could make a move without the content. So it's all in your hand. The question is, who are you going to hand it to? Yourself to get better for more leads, or give it away and possibly have your competitors benefiting from all your hard work? The key thing with this is, again, just remember the difference. Everything pertaining to this webinar is not going to give you a lead next Friday. It will generate you leads within 3 to 6 months out, because it takes time to propagate. So just keep that in mind when you're on your next job site, on how easy it is for you to be able to position to where you're going to be 3 to 6 months out. In summary, what you need to do, get pictures to help you tell your story. It is not easy for people to necessarily explain to people what you do, but when I have a picture and I have a contractor start to talk about that picture, it's amazing how one sentence turns into a paragraph and it turns into a page, talking about the cabinet type, how they glued it, how it fell off, how it cracked, whatever it may be. It doesn't matter. The picture forces you to tell your story. Start today. You don't need to wait to be done. It's okay to say my new job that I'm working on and create the page, and you'll get back to it later. By the time Google and the other engines begin to index that page anyway, you'll catch up later, but your site was always moving forward with whatever the particular topic may be that you're working on. Leverage your challenges to explain it to your customers, as well as bringing in additional optimization that this is the service that you provide, whether good or bad. And of course, show examples of your progress. People love showing it off, and you could say a lot about that. Last but not least is get testimonials. As simple as the job may be, there's an entire company, and by the way, I tell this to people, and every time somebody else does it, every single webinar, go online to the stock market. You all know who the lead gen company is, where there's a friendly, where they always like to say reviews you could trust. Look at how much money they're selling stock in a company that's bleeding money, and the only way they increase their sales is by contractors giving them and homeowners giving them testimonials. So keep that in mind, how valuable a testimonial is. If it's a small job, get a written testimonial. If it's a job where you've been living with the homeowner for weeks on end, they will be more than happy to give you a video testimonial, and it's a game changer for your future marketing efforts. For the customers, existing customer of mine that are online that have forgotten to ask me this, that little note on the bottom was just a quick thought about just ask me about the recent jobs for content email, so I can get that to you. And it takes this whole entire webinar and greatly increases it. But even without that email, I still need the content. I still need pictures. I still need videos. I still need testimonials, which means you need it in order for you to enhance your website. My name is Brian Javelin. I'd like you to like us both ways on my homepage of my website as well as our Facebook page. Separately, there are two groups of people that I keep getting this and I enjoy it, where people start to generate too much business and they tell me, Brian, I don't know how to handle it. That should not be the fear of what you're worrying about with your website marketing, that you may get too many opportunities. There are other people such as Michael Stone, who runs Markup and Profit with Devin, who's moderating this, and another gentleman named Mike Jeffries, who helps with sales and marketing opportunities that are beyond the website. And there are people to help you. So don't worry about growing your business with too many opportunities. That should be the least of your problems. You'll figure it out. That should not be a reason why you're resisting your future marketing efforts. Please go to our webinar pages for other free information, and also you can check out our estimating an invoice as a separate topic. And my name is Brian of My Online Toolbox, and I hope some of this stimulates you to get those pictures, get the testimonials, and help build content to then surround your website with SEO marketing opportunities to generate free leads to your website. And Devin, I did that in 16 minutes.
Awesome job, Brian. Thank you so much. I am just going to say goodbye. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Brian, thank you for doing this. And everyone, go have a profitable day. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.